Hi, I'm Maya and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the breaking news of NewJeans Danielle exiting the group. I'm going to pull up the official article from Forbes so we can go over all of the news in there. I do want to say this Forbes article is not the first article that was published, but it's going to have all of the facts right, so I'm going to go with this one. Also, it's already in English, so I don't have to worry about any translation errors. We are not going to rehash the entire dispute in this video. We're just going to get into why she decided not to return to the company. In a shocking turn of events, NewJeans member Danielle has been removed from the group after Adore terminated her exclusive contract on December 29th. As we all know, the NewJeans girls wanted to leave Adore, the company that manages them, after Min Hee-jin was removed as CEO. Since then, back in April of 2024, they have been going through legal disputes. The final result is that Min Hee-jin will not return as CEO, and that legally the girls have to go back to Adore and finish out their 7-year contract. So the first two members to say that they would return were Haein and Haerin. They were also the youngest two members. They were the least vocal in these interviews. In the interviews that we saw, it was mostly Hani, Danielle, and Minji speaking about why they wanted to leave the company. So I think that's definitely an important point as to why Haein and Haerin were accepted back immediately, or why they were more willing to return to the company as opposed to the other three members who are currently undergoing these discussions. Let's talk about December 29th of this year. Minji was still in talks with the company. Hani decided to officially return, and Danielle's contract was terminated. Adore announced that they will be pursuing legal action against one of Danielle's family members and Min Hee-jin. It also says that they filed a lawsuit against Danielle for penalty fees and damages for breach of contract. If I can find how much their contracts are worth, I will put it here, but it is a large amount of money she probably doesn't have, which is one reason a lot of people speculated that the girls would just immediately return back to the company. So now that we've gone through the article of the most recent events, I want to talk about what this means for the future of NewJeans. Now, I wonder if when the other girls signed their contracts, they were under the impression that they would all be returning, or if they only signed on as individual artists. Another group that I watched, TNX, they were originally 6 members, and then Kyungjun left. He was their most popular member. He was also their only foreign member. He was also the visual, so I think he pulled in a lot of fan base for the group. And when he left, they talked to all of the other members to see if they still wanted to remain in the group. So my question is, do you think that now NewJeans is going to reconsider if they want to stay in the group with one of the members leaving? I think if I was a member of NewJeans and I felt like all of this was for nothing, like I spent over a year filing lawsuits and going back and forth with the company just for us to lose a member, I think I would be pretty upset about that. I'm under the impression that the company was always planning for the girls to come back. They probably already had comebacks prepared that they wanted the girls to do, and now losing a member, they probably have to restructure that. So I wonder if it's going to take even longer for us to get a comeback from NewJeans. And I also wonder how this will influence Minji's decision to return, because like I said before, Hani, Minji, and Danielle seemed like a really tight group, and they spoke up the most about how they didn't want to be at Adore. I also want to see how this legal situation plays out. I can see the argument about you signed the contract as a teenager, but your parents signed onto it as well, and they fully understood what was going on. So I think Danielle's gonna have to pay whatever fees, unless through investigation there's some outlying circumstances, like the company was trying to hint that they didn't want her to come back and she just said, okay, well, I won't. So thinking about NewJeans as a group, I don't think it's very close to the TNX situation. I don't think Danielle was the star of the group. I don't think NewJeans really has a star member because they all go together really well. So now I wonder how that dynamic's going to be a little bit different without her in the group. Hani and Danielle were their 2 international members because they're both Australian. So now they're down to 1 member. In a group of 4, I don't think that that's a huge problem. Now they're going to redistribute parts in their songs. So I want to hear how that sounds. And then going forward for Danielle, I want to know what she's going to do. Is she going to switch into acting? I think as of right now, this is kind of like a, whoa, I don't want to touch that type of situation, where if I were another company, I would be like, I don't want the risk of getting sued. I wouldn't actively try to hire her. So I wonder if she's gonna just exit the entertainment business after this, because even if you go to another country, Hybe will still be aware of your activities. So it's not like she could just go back to Australia and start doing stuff over there. I'm just very curious. The saga continues into the NewJeans versus Adore situation. If there's any huge news, I might give you guys updates. As of right now, that's all I have. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!